Paul Caligiuri here with SoccerOne. I'm at the NSCAA convention in Baltimore, Maryland, with our great guest, Derek Barraza. He's the state president of Cal South. How are you? And explain to everyone what your role is.
Well, I am the president of what many would consider to be the top state association in the country. We have about 200,000 members total, both youth and adult, and we service about 300 club affiliates, as well as several of the top competitive leagues in the country.
I know that. I'm passionate about it because I grew up in Southern California. I grew up with Cal South, and I'm even still coaching within Cal South. Tell us some about the initiatives moving forward as we go into 2016.
Well, the major initiatives that we have going forward is that we are implementing the U.S. soccer mandates concerning the small-sided games and also adjustment to the calendar birth year. And that will be a big change for our members, but we believe we're well positioned to implement that change and keep the competition going forward. We are very excited about the kids and their chances to compete at all levels, whether it's our top soccer program, recreational soccer, or being a part of the National Championship Series. Our Pro Plus program is second to none in the nation in identifying and developing talented young players to participate at a higher level and to eventually make it onto our national teams.
It's quite interesting because you mentioned all these programs, the Pro Plus, the top program, 25th anniversary.
Yes.
There's some exciting things, but here we're at the convention. You have 55 state associations, and I'm thinking like, Derek, don't share all the secrets because you stay competitive within this competition. But in reality, you guys do. The executives, they do share information.
Yes.
And how do you see that happening?
Well, what we try and do is we try and collaborate on the best practices and share ideas about leadership, about developing our programs, and about providing the service to not just the adults, but to the kids across the country. So we really believe that the collaboration amongst the state associations with our national organizations helps make us all stronger. It would be a mistake to isolate ourselves in Southern California, as beautiful as a place it is to live and work and play. But we believe that it's important for all of us to work together so that when our kids travel outside of Southern California, they have an opportunity to play with kids from all over the country and indeed from all over the world.
The collaboration's amazing. It really is, to see how, presidents and technical directors, coaches, they collaborate at the convention and beyond. But one of the things that I think everyone kind of weathered a little bit was the transition with the U.S. mandates. Like, how are we going to get through this? How are we going to adjust with teams? But certainly as times move forward, most clubs, most teams have made that transition, but yet we're yet to see the fruition of it, the benefits or the non-benefits, however it may turn out. I remember, I think it was like almost 22 years ago that we did go back to birth year chart. Now we've reversed it back, and in addition to that, U.S. Soccer has added a U19 national team, announcing Brad Friedel as the head coach. And I remember, okay, wait, is this a new age group? Because 1982, I played on the U19 national team.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, are we coming full circle again? Is this the, reliving the past? Or is it really growing and moving forward for the future? Are we doing what's necessary here in the United States? Is it necessary not only in the United States to pair up with the rest of the world? And will it work?
Well, the results are yet to be seen. It will take some time to actually determine whether or not these initiatives are actually going to bear some fruit. But the feeling is that if we can get more touches on the ball for the kids, more competition, and more playing time on the field and less time on the bench by having the small-sided games, then they will develop those skills at a younger age, which we believe is very important. Getting the fundamentals down at a young age is very, very critical. Now, it's not just the coaching and the activity that takes place on the field. It's also about creating the environment that's necessary for our affiliates to be successful. And part of that is really, when it comes down to it, is about leadership. That's why at Cal South we take this very seriously, and we've created the Cal South Leadership Academy.
Very interesting. We talked about birth year change. Certainly everyone agrees with the U8s going to 4v4, and then the step-up plan to 7v7. You mentioned more touches on the ball, smaller fields, exciting. Tell us more about this Leadership Academy. This is something new. It is cutting edge. And it really relates to not only players, but more importantly, coaches and leaders.
Yes. Well, what we felt in our conversations that we had was that the question is who's developing the future leaders of our organizations? And surprisingly, most leaders currently today really did not have a plan in place to develop leaders for the future. So what we did is we worked with a business partner to develop the material necessary to deliver to our students. And to date, we just launched it last year. We trained over 100 students, 100 participants in this Leadership Academy. And we talk about the things that are very important for every leader to know. Everything from leadership and diversity and inclusion to financial acumen to establishing your nonprofit, making sure that you're in compliance with the law. So at the end of the day, it really is about leadership. And we need to have the best and the brightest leaders and get the information that they need in order to become more effective. Because if they can become more effective and create better programs, then those programs become part of our state association and indeed our national association's family of programs that we offer to our members. So it's a member benefit.
Yeah, I was almost hoping that I could just walk down the street in front of your office, you tap me on the shoulder and say, there's your new leader, and it's easy as that. You've kind of made it a little more detailed, but also the training that goes involved. Tell us about some of those ideas, about what kind of training will be involved if those leaders, or I guess people that want to be leaders, to accept into this academy.
Yes, well, one of the things that we focus on in the Leadership Academy are leadership skills that are needed to lead organizations like Cal South, for example, or a local club. And some of those skills that are necessary are understanding how to relate with people and how to understand diversity is an advantage, inclusion is an advantage. We certainly need more women leaders. More than half of the players are women, but when it comes to the leadership roles and the technical director roles, it's probably less than 1% are women. And we believe that's a problem, and we need to do something about it. As the current leaders, we need to ensure the future success of our organization, and we need to reach out to the leaders and the future leaders of our programs, bring them in, and not only impart the knowledge, but also listen to them so that we understand and we learn what's going on out in the fields and in the boardrooms across our association.
Quite interesting you say that, because I'm with California Football Academy, based in Orange County, and clearly we would like, and are in need of really, of more female coaches.
Yes.
And they're not easy to find, and I'm hoping that there's maybe almost like a job fair of females that would like to coach, that organizations or directors could go interview and possibly hire on the spot. Is that any thought? Because I think there's a demand as we go through this transformation of the success of not only the women's in the World Cup level, we see at the college level, and now they are graduating into the club ranks, but in terms of leadership, it needs to be cultivated a little bit more so they could grow into those roles. But I know there's a lot of clubs, such as mine and others, that are certainly interested in finding more female leaders and coaches.
Absolutely, and it's not only the right thing to do, it's our responsibility. It's our job as in the roles that we serve today to do that outreach and to provide the opportunity. And let's face it, the girls playing our game today need the role models that they can look up to and that they can emulate. And they also need to see that there is opportunity for them as they progress through the sport and as they grow into adulthood, that there is opportunity for them to continue and to also give back. So these are all very important factors, and that's why we've taken the time. Our board of directors has endorsed this program and has funded it, and we've, as I said earlier, trained over 100 students, and we have plans to do another set of training programs this year to provide that training to our members.
It's exciting for us to have you here. Exciting times in the growth of soccer, and I really want to get one more information out of you since you're here. And we talked about leadership, we talked about the growth of the game and the different changes were coming. Tell us a little bit about futsal. I mentioned the other day about futsal coming, and someone asked me, what's that?
Well, I'm very happy to report that Cal South has a foundation. And we work very closely. Alan Whitman is our president of our foundation, and I work very closely with Alan. We have, in the past, funded new futsal courts And we plan on doing more of that in the near future, as well as field development for our members to have places to play. So when it comes to futsal, we're looking at opportunities to create the futsal courts in the neighborhoods where the kids are at, so that they have places to go and experience the game and play and develop those soccer skills that they need, that will be useful not only on the futsal court but on the grass fields as well. Now, with the help of the foundation, we are putting together plans to develop these futsal courts, and also to support local clubs and leagues to create the playing opportunities for the kids to come out and learn the game.
It really is amazing, not only what Cal South is doing, but what your outreach is beyond Cal South, Derek. We really appreciate your efforts in Cal South. We appreciate what you do for all the growth of the game in the United States. Thank you for being part of this interview with SoccerOne.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to working with you and working with SoccerOne to bring Cal South teams to SoccerOne, so that the families from around the country can see their kids on SoccerOne. Thank you very much.
Thank you.